We have another $25 donation from Sukoboy. Forgot to leave a comment on the last donation, so I guess I have to donate again. Shame I missed the Nocturne run. Looking forward to the rest of the runs, and put this towards a summon showcase in Like a Dragon. Probably the best of the Yakuza games. And we have a $150 donation from Infinius. Sadly for me, the run will be too late for me to stay up for, but cheers to Zoe, Iggy, and Dijon for their Pokemon Crystal Randomizer Bingo co-op run in a few hours' time. Hope the seed is kind and there are powerful Miltanks. Let's go, hashtag Team Centaurs. I wanted to remind everyone of the prizes available during this segment. So from now, the East 1 Chronicles Plus run until the Yakuza Like a Dragon Any Percent run, for a $20 donation, you can be entered to win a Pokeball coaster set. For a $10 donation, you can be entered to win a Pokemon trading card set. For $15, a copy of Pokemon White 2. Or for $5, a set of Yakuza Iron-On patches. So let's go ahead and get those donations in and enter yourself to win some awesome prizes. You'll have probably seen people in the crowd wearing some awesome RPG Limit Break shirts, and I want to let you guys know that those are back for another year, courtesy of the Yeti. That's YETEE, theyeti.com/RPGLB. And the Yeti will be donating $5 from each shirt sold to NAMI. We have an anonymous $10 donation. A few years ago, I almost lost my life to myself. NAMI's work educating and advocating on behalf of folks with mental illnesses saves lives. And even though I don't have a lot to offer right now, I had to give at least a little. Thank you so much for all your hard work. And thank you so much for that donation. Every cent counts, and no matter the amount that you can donate, feel free to do so. Just one more reminder of those incentives we have open for the East 1 Chronicles Plus run. Currently, you can bid to choose the game artwork. Right now, the complete 2001 has $25 and Chronicles 2009 has $0. The other option is to choose the soundtrack. Currently at the moment, the PC 8801, which is a 1987 chiptune, has $105. And the Chronicles, which is a 2009 synth rock, and complete 2001 MIDI, both have $0. So if you want to see something different or hear something different, be sure to get your donations in because those incentives will close when the run starts. To continue on incentives, I just wanted to let everyone know about the incentives running for the Pokemon Crystal Randomizer, which will be the next run after this. You have the option to name the players. Currently, we have Joe Star winning for $40, Arby's with $10, and Melanie P with also $10. So if you want to see your name as one of the players, be sure to get your donations in. We also have the option to name the rivals. Currently, Dio is winning with $30, and question mark is in second place with $25. So if you want to see something different from that, be sure to get your donations in. And it looks like we are all ready for this East 1 Chronicles Plus any % easy race between dowolf, GhostKumo, and tuxdev. Go ahead and take it over, you guys.
All right. Welcome, everyone, to this excellent, exciting East 1 race we're about to have. I am Freedom Pulse, again, from the Nocturne Run. Hope you all aren't tired of me yet. And commentating with me, here we have...
I am James Picard 007. You may remember me if you were awake during Trails in the Sky. If not, I don't blame you.
Yeah. And here we have our legendary 3 runners. I believe they are mic'd, so we'll let them introduce themselves, starting over here with GK.
Hi, I'm GhostKumo. I've run several East games at the marathon. This is the first race at an in-person event, so I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm dowolf. You might also remember me from the Sky Run.
I was there too.
I am tuxdev. This is the first time I've run at this kind of big stage.
And they are all going to do awesome. So now as we're getting ready, we're going to need to close up those 2 bid wars, and we're going to need to hear what we're doing.
All right, let me go ahead and refresh that really quick here. All right, for the game artwork, we have the complete 2001. And then for the soundtrack, we have the PC 8801.
All right.
All righty.
All right. So this was a PC game released originally in 1987 for the Japanese PC 8801, I believe was the full name. And this is because this is a very old game released on relatively simple hardware. The combat system in this game might be a little bit weird for any of you more familiar with modern Ys games. There's no attack button. You try to run into enemies from kind of an off angle, and that's how you score hits. So we affectionately refer to this game in the community as Bumper Car Simulator.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, so we all good?
Should be. Go ahead. Go ahead and get on the difficulty setting. We do it on the
All right.
easy difficulty, just because that's the fastest and most consistent. With that being said, this game has no iframe, so there are plenty of points you can just die. If you forget a single thing, you can just die. So
We also go into many areas extremely underleveled and undergeared.
Which we'll get into when we get there.
Yep.
All right, so if we're all ready, I can count us in. If everyone in the crowd wants to join with me, we'll go down from 3 and we'll get started on go. All right, 3, 2, 1, go! All right, so starting off here, James and I will be handling the commentary so that the runners can focus. There's a lot going on throughout this run, but
So basically here, we're waking up in a clinic.
After a shipwreck, it is the
Yes.
lore.
Because we are not in the continent of Asteria, and for the past 6 months there has been what they call a gigantic storm wall, and our stalwart hero here, Adol Kristen, is the first one to get here in as much time, because he wants to check out what's going on in this wayward land.
yeah, Adol has dreams of becoming an adventurer, seeing the world, and so obviously a giant wall of a storm sounds. That's pretty exciting. So here we crash land. Adol and boats have a very tumultuous relationship, we'll say, throughout the series. So we wake up in this clinic and we are nursed back to health, and we get started on our journey. Basically, as we get into Asteria, we discover that about the time that the Storm Sea showed up, a bunch of monsters also started kind of terrorizing the people, and so now we're gonna look into what's going on. So we're gonna head to the main town of Asteria, a town called Minia.
Benea, that's, I don't know.
To kind of see if there's anyone in town that can give us a lead as to where we should go, how we can figure out what's going on here. So as we're running through, once we get into town, we're going to do a couple of things. We're going to take a quick trip to the shop, and we're going to buy a wing to warp back. Wings will allow us to just return to Minia whenever we use it.
Basically a one-time teleport item.
Yeah, sadly, buying the mirror here 3 times does not end the game.
Oh, yeah, no.
For anyone familiar with the Master System version of this game.
And it looks like that everyone has managed to avoid Johan the Run Killer.
Yes, Johan is the NPC pathing in this game. Every NPC starts in one spot, and then they just kind of move in a random direction from there. But here we see an out-of-bounds clip.
One of the very few glitches we'll have in this game.
Yeah, so the pixels on the transition there to that screen are a little misaligned, so you can actually get yourself in the wall and run around out of bounds. And here the runners are going to grab this golden vase here. This will sell for a good bit of money. Before we're able to actually talk to the NPC that will give us our quest, we do need to have a full set of items in our inventory. And so the runners are going to be grabbing that. They're also going to be, as they agreed on, setting up a side quest. So there's a couple different routes that you can do in the speedrun of this game to get through the
I got a
early
good
game.
iris.
And the one that the runners have agreed to do is something called Level 4 Genokris. Basically, the first boss is Genokris, and you can either fight him at Level 4, which is kind of when you're intended to, and do a good bit of damage to him, and it's a very safe fight. Which is, again, what the runners are going to do. Because the alternative is to fight him at a much lower level and have a very risky fight where you can just kind of die at any given moment.
Yeah, Record does it at level 1. Also, I just got Johan'd. Pulled right out of that building. You never have to.
Yeah.
Basically, to quickly explain, obviously RPGs are very stat dependent, but Ys 1 kind of more so because throughout this entire run, we're going to only gain up to level 10.
Yeah, so we just
Go ahead.
So we just did a little quest there. If you pick up if you sell the golden vase, and you can buy the sapphire ring, which the shopkeeper seems to have claimed from this man at the bar, and so we profit 500 gold. Which gives us just enough for the equipment we need.
What?
Did you soft lock?
Oh, did you soft lock on the?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Let's.
That's never happened before.
I've seen it once. I was worried.
That has never happened before to me. God darn
Oh
it.
no.
So, Dowolf catches up from that very unfortunate game.
Do I have any safety save for that point?
Here, our other two
Look
runners.
for one that's like level 2 or something.
Oh,
Best NPC, Sarah.
Oh yeah, meeting with the best NPC in JRPG history, Sarah. She actually asks you if you want exposition or not, and you can say no, and she'll just
oh my
give
God.
you the item you need.
Yes, I have a safety save for that. Nice.
Nice.
Sure. Okay.
So once we have our full set of armor, we're gonna continue with the side quest. Basically, with the village that we went into up north, Zepik Village, I believe is what it's called.
Yes.
There was a woman there who mentions that her husband, Luda Gemma, has just gone missing. He's developed this weird sleepwalking habit, and she doesn't know where he went. So we're going to try to find him, because finding him will give us a good bit of EXP to head start our way towards getting to level 4.
Yeah, basically, his sleepwalking started 6 months ago. You know, surely just a coincidence.
Yeah, so here, of course, we do know a doctor, so we come and talk to the doctor, and this is just, there's some dialogue that they want us to see, and so we're gonna, of course, because quest flags are fun, we're gonna leave the town again, re-enter the town, and suddenly the doctor is gonna have a bit of a guest. So here, the doctor's like, yeah, I'm not entirely sure what's going on, but hopefully this medicine will help or whatever, and that's kind of that, but you know, it might be good to go look out, see if we can make sure he gets home safely.
Though if your save file has the 09 artwork.
There's nothing I can do about that.
Okay.
I don't, unless there's a way to change it in game.
2 out of 3.
I don't think so.
Yeah, no, it's decided when you start a new game file and it's saved on the save file, so there's just nothing I can do. All my backup saves are in 2009 art.
Okay, fair enough. I thought you could change it.
I can check. Like, why
No,
not?
right.
Might be in the graphics
Option
file.
display.
Oh, I can. Sweet.
There you go.
Okay. There. I don't actually notice the difference, but whatever. Wait, complete, right? I want.
Yeah, complete.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Could I sneak in a couple of quick donations?
Go for it.
All right, we have $10 from Shawnee7188. Donating for Ghost, a true friend who has shown me the ropes and has always been there for me no matter how, no matter what. So of course it's natural that the donation goes to tuxdev's choice. All the best, friends.
Joke's on you, Shawnee. We all have the same choice. That would go towards Bakamitai in Yakuza Like a Dragon, which I should hopefully be around for. So that's going to be a fun one.
Yeah. So here we did find Luda was getting attacked by a monster. We rescue him, take him back home, and as thanks, we're given a bunch of EXP, which puts us most of the way to level 4. There's a couple, we need to kill like 1 or 2 enemies on our way to the dungeon. First, though, we visit with Sarah's grandmother here, who gives us the key to get into the shrine. Essentially, our goal here that we kind of skipped through is that there's a prophecy that monsters will invade the land, as has happened now, but that a hero would arrive and would collect the 6 books of Ys, and that in doing so, they would acquire the knowledge or ability to save Asteria from the cataclysm that's coming. So Sarah believed that we were that warrior, and told us to basically work on collecting the books. So the first of these books is located in this shrine, and here we are getting to Genokris, the first boss of the game.
Yeah, you can do this fight as low as level 1, but that strategy is incredibly risky, and we were like, if we could get an 80% consistent on level 1 or 2 Genokris, that would be about a coin flip odds of all 3 of us making it. So,
Oh,
that was a pretty easy fight. That was a pretty easy fight on my end.
Yeah. Solid Genokris fights across the board. He's basically your typical Wizrobe. He just kind of warps around. There is a little bit of manipulation you can do to try to get him to spawn in certain spots, because he likes spawning spawning as far away from you as he can.
And just to give you a slight idea, the difference in levels for level 2, I believe it takes 50 hits to knock him down to 0. So, as you can see, major difference in
Yeah,
levels.
it's 25 hits at level 2 and 6 at level 4.
Oh, is it 25? Okay.
Yeah, it's about 2 minutes difference if you get a fight first try, which, even when I was running
was
this game a
scary.
lot and I was like top 5, I still only probably got Genokris level 2 like maybe half the time at most. Yeah.
And here you see we're picking up a treasure chest key because while for the most part we could go to a lot of areas, we wouldn't be able to pick up a lot of equipment unless we have that key.
Yeah, so while we're running around here, we pick up a treasure chest key. We also pick up a jail key as well. There's actually a prisoner here that we should probably rescue because we're a young hero. Rescuing damsels in distress is what we do.
Yeah, that's our thing.
But you walk so slow.
Yeah, so there's a little glitch you can do here if you confirm, cancel, and I got it. You can actually, if you repeatedly mash confirm and cancel, you can get the EXP reward for this multiple times. Sometimes 3, usually 2 at least.
I got
So,
2.
I got 2 as well.
Likewise.
Yeah,
So
3 is very rare.
Yeah, you have to be really good at. You have to be really precise about your mashing for that to get 3, which even if you practice, it's still kind of inconsistent. Really, 2 is all you need, and even then at level 4, you don't necessarily need it as much. It's more of like a definitely needed at level 2 thing. But here we're escorting Fina out of the shrine. The big thing here is just to try to line her up with doors as much as we possibly can. She can get stuck in corners a lot, and so you'll see here the runners are kind of making sure that before they go through any doorways that Fina's lined up in a way that she'll get through.
But for the most part, not a
Oh my God.
not a terrible escort quest.
Tina, please.
Yeah, there's a little trick you can do to manipulate so that she's just close enough to you near the door that you can actually accelerate and kind of skip a bit of movement there. But
Oh no.
the positioning,
She is not
is
being nice to me, and then I tried to be safe, and then a monster spawned on top of her. So
Oh no.
that's what I get for being safe. Thankfully, I saved.
not.
Fina, come on!
So
It is not cooperating with
Oh
you.
my goodness.
here the runners are going to
Come
pick
on.
up a bit of a safety item called the shield ring. What that does is when you're in a situation that's not a boss fight, all of the damage that you take is halved. So that's a really nice bit of safety, especially because we're about to get into a very, very scary part of the run.
Mhm.
The game kind of intends for you to just continue to, once you rescue Fina and escort her out, to then just continue through the rest of the shrine, beat the boss there, get the book, and then continue onward. However, because we have the treasure box key, we can actually go into the next dungeon of the game, which has a lot of very, very good pieces of equipment and very important quest items that we'd normally have to do some backtracking to take care of if we went as intended. But as long as you're careful with your movement and such, you can just go in, raid the first couple of floors of this next area, and you'll be good to go. Also, another little clip here that is getting shown off.
Yeah, this only saves a couple of seconds, but it looks really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, so these mines are really scary. Your field of view is incredibly small, and everything here will kill you in like 2 or 3 hits.
Even with this silver armor we just picked up, which is, by the way, the second best armor in the game.
Yeah, you still get 3 shot here.
Yeah,
Every
so-
time you go into a new area and there's an enemy that you know is going to be there, you're always just dreading that it's spawned in the worst place possible.
Yeah. So as we're making our way through here, we're picking up 3 items in particular: the silver armor, which we showed. Also, we're going to be picking up a silver harmonica and a rhoda tree seed. Those are both very important quest items for getting one of the best swords in the game. Note that all 3 pieces of silver equipment, the sword, the shield, and the armor, are actually required to get into the final dungeon. So we'll be picking those up. Even if this was a world record attempt, they're still required to pick up here.
If I had a heartbeat monitor right now with these enemy spawns,
Oh, yeah, these
Seriously?
enemies are brutal. And GK is about to get to the scariest part of this. There's these 2 eyeball enemies that,
They will tear you up.
yeah,
Oh.
they will kill you in 2 hits. That is incredibly
Oh.
unlucky. There's 2 of them, and the second one is MIA, which is good. GK also showing off a little trick you can do. If you use the wing as you're opening a treasure chest, you can actually start the warp and skip the animation. The window for it's very generous, so it's not too bad. It's always important that the runners remember to pick up a wing as soon as they warp back to town, because
I have forgotten to buy a wing before fighting the Mines boss, and yeah, that's a hefty backtrack.
Yeah, it's a good way to lose like 3 or 4 minutes.
Yeah, so we're turning
More
in
than
a
3 or
quest.
4 minutes.
Yeah, we're turning a quest here to this other blue-haired lady. Looks very similar to the lady we saved.
Surely there's no
And
relation.
And she plays the title theme of the game on a harmonica. I don't think it was I don't know if it was originally intended to be a harmonica theme, but or no, it definitely was. East One is 80. It's from the 80s. I don't know. When they remade this game was around the time when Falcom was obsessed with putting harmonica leitmotifs in their games. Looking at you, Trails in the Sky. This was also around the time they made East Origin, which also features a harmonica.
The same harmonica, real action.
Is it actually the same sprite?
It's the same,
it's the same harmonica.
item, yeah. There's a lot of ties between East 1, 2, and Origin, which Origin is like the most successful game in the series. But yeah, this is where it all began. Nice, I got the zip on the 3rd try.
Yeah. So here the runners are doing that same clip again. Basically, if there's a cutscene that plays, if you have the Chronicles artwork selected, that basically just like shows this tree in the cutscene. And that combined with eating the Rhoda seed that we got earlier means we can actually talk to that tree. And that tree has the silver sword hidden underneath its roots, and it's like, you are a hero, here, take this sword. And so now we have the 2nd best sword in the game, and with that and the additional EXP that we got from giving Rhea, who's the girl, her harmonica, we're now ready to go into the shrine and absolutely just destroy everything in there. Also, we do need to do some plot progress. We need to go and talk to Jeba, make sure Fina's doing all right. There's a bunch of conversations that you have to have with both Jeba and Fina in order to progress the plot to get to the final dungeon.
So you actually only have to talk to Fina in that instance. You'll have to do a lot more of this stuff later, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I gotta shout out Korzik for all the work he's done with this game.
Yeah, Korzik is an absolute legend, just amazing at this, and he's too, and he's also tasked the
SNES's 4.
Was it SNES's 4?
SNES or Turbo, I don't
think it
remember
was
exactly.
might have been Turbo. Either way, just amazing at these old classic East games. Done so much for these games. I believe holds world record in both this and East 2.
Yeah, he's found a lot of optimizations in these games.
So we're going to just run through this shrine. There's a couple items that we do need to pick up on our way. We're going to be picking up the silver shield, which is the last piece of silver equipment that we need. There's also a health potion that I'm not sure if all the runners are going to grab or not, but it's there.
I forgot where it was.
I also forgot where it was.
All right, I guess we're not picking up the health potion then. There's
know
another
where it
one in
is,
the
I
mines
don't
that they
need
can
it.
get. We're also going to be picking up an ebony key and an ivory key. Those are the 2 keys that we need to access the boss fight. As we're running through here, the runners are attempting to hit, I believe, level 6.
7.
Seven.
Level 7 before we get to the boss. That just makes the boss fight very easy.
Quote unquote.
Yeah.
It is absolutely free.
Yeah,
Totally.
it is the freest boss fight that anyone has ever fought in an RPG.
Yeah, no
ever.
one died to it in the practice room last night. Absolutely no
No
one.
difficulties whatsoever.
Yeah.
We don't have a community meme around people dying to it. No siree.
Oh, which we should, our prize.
Yeah, so the prize for the winner is going to be this silver centipede.
You can see me kind of holding it up, but it's a silver centipede in representation of the boss that's coming up here. Also, we picked up a mask of eyes in the room that had Fina in it, and it lets us see invisible walls, but also makes it so we can't see enemies or people.
Yeah, so you only want to use it when you absolutely have to. Unless you have some sort of weird challenge mode idea.
Not
Which is
exactly
this
stream appropriate challenge mode idea.
Yeah, I'd like to see somebody on YouTube just do like a highlights video of it or something. That'd be a challenge run I'd actually be interested to see if anyone does. So I just hit level 7 there. Yeah, a lot of this game is really just memorizing triggers and movement. All right. So as a part of our agreement, we will all save before this boss.
Sure.
All right, so yeah, this is Nick Tilger. He's a centipede, and he's free. It's the easiest boss fight you'll ever see. See, like, look at that. That's easy. Like,
I also ended at a good spot.
Yeah, see, he just dies in 4 hits. You know, there's no way that you could die. He definitely can't hit you and then get you stuck in an infinite loop in the corner where you can't possibly get out because there's no iframes in this game. Nope, not at all.
The worst part of that, too, is he only does 1 damage to you. That fight should never kill you unless the most absolute freak circumstance happens, which, as we have learned, has happened twice.
Yeah.
dowolf, please don't be the third. We will never. The command will be !dowolf going forward.
I've already let Fina.
Yeah, but God, what's the way?
No, only Fina will die during my run. Fina and Softbox is the only way I'm
We
resetting.
had 0 deaths to the centipede. Let's go. All right, so after winging back to town, we of course pick up another wing, and we stop by Sarah to report how everything's going. I mean, we got one of the 6 books. That's pretty cool. We find out apparently Sarah was actually murdered by a man in a black cloak. We've been hearing about this man in a black cloak that's been stealing everything made of silver and causing all these problems. But apparently Sarah has some sort of ability to be able to see the future. So she actually left the 2nd book of Ys in a place that we can get it. So we now have 2 books, and we find out that the 3rd book is, surprise, surprise, at the bottom of the mines that we've been exploring.
It's okay, Sarah's fine. She's just been transported to trails of cold steel.
Oh,
Is that Ryan? Okay,
So,
no. That's not fair. Cold Steel's fun.
All right. In any case, do we have anything needs to be read real quick?
Oh, we have a lot of donations here. I think you guys were going over this earlier, but Amazing Toaster donated $100. I don't know all the terminology for this game, but I hear dowolf did something you call a tuxdev in the practice room yesterday.
Oh, God.
We also have $15 from Genesis Gunlian. Go GhostKumo, you got this race. And we have a $25 donation from PX Makaya. Good luck on the run, guys. And as a friend of GhostKumo, I have to make sure this donation goes to dowolf's choice.
I'm getting bullied by my own Discord people. What is this?
So real quick, we'll have a lot more time for donations in a second. Really quick, we're going to be grinding to max level here. The next boss actually takes minimum damage unless you are level 10, which is max. So here we're going to be picking up a key to get into the boss room, and then we'll be getting to a certain spot so that we can just have a setup to run back and forth and grind to level 10 on some praying mantis enemies. And so once we get into that spot, we'll definitely be good to read donations for a while. We'll be here for another 3 to 5 minutes while people are just grinding up to level 10.
Yeah, speaking of Manises, shoutouts to Harumaki. East Origin record holder has kind of a disdain for Mantises in East games due to one particular skip in Origin, and these Mantises are not cooperating with. Oh, yeah.
We promised you bumper car action. Here we go.
Yeah, this is peak bumper car here. Basically, we're set up in this line where hopefully we can just run up and down over and over again and fight these 2 mantises repeatedly. Sometimes they're not cooperative. They sideswipe you a little bit. You take a little more damage than you'd want. Ideally, the runners will hit level 10 and have over 100 HP as they go in to fight the next boss, just because weird things can happen. But since we'll just be running back and forth here for a bit, now is a perfect time to just go through donations and everything. All
right. We have a $225 donation from Stoltheim. I'm a man of my word. We have a $10 donation from Aussie889. Just had to donate for my good friend Racing on here. And wait, what do you mean Shawnee did this joke already? Fine. The host can decide where this donation goes to. Grumble, grumble. We have a $25 donation from Jake. This is just a little bit of support for tuxdev to pay him back for the massive support he has given me and others over the years. Good luck on the run, and donation goes to tuxdev's choice.
I can't believe I'm grabbing this potion, but I'm tired of loading saves.
I mean, that there's no shame in grabbing that potion.
Yeah, these mantises are being very uncooperative on all fronts here, so...
Yes.
So I'm getting lucky, which is strange, and I don't understand. And when is this going to end? It's going to end soon.
Yeah, this grind again is mostly consistent. Something that can happen that hopefully we see is since enemy movement is random as soon as they spawn. Occasionally you can actually get one of the other mantises in this area to just wander over here, and you can actually get another kill in very quickly. It's pretty minor, but it does save a couple seconds if you can get it to happen. But
yeah, we need to kill something like 80 of these guys.
It's
so
500 per one. You need like
400
35,000 XP. Oh, it's 400 something. You're right.
per,
Yeah.
480 per, and then also like from level 8 upwards.
Yep.
Yeah,
so
this
it's-
might
yeah,
seem like
about
a
80.
long grind. It is kind of funny that a game that the record is 37 minutes has a multi-minute grind, but that's just how it goes.
Yeah.
Shoutouts to Korzik. He also runs on the Japanese version, which saves about like a minute. And it's also like the original Chronicles version, which is a little bit faster. So
He's
yeah.
also just that good.
He's
Yeah,
also
he's
just
also just
really
crazy
good.
good
And
at-
he runs some
amazingly
incredibly risky strategies. Going for record attempts in this game is absolutely not marathon safe.
Yeah, we Korzik and I raced East 1 and 2 back to back at a Questing for Glory event a few years ago, and he just absolutely kicked my butt. Dude is just very, very good at these games. So
I
we
believe I've won against him once in our weeklies, and that's because he does crazy stuff going on.
yeah, that's pretty much it. The only time you ever win a race against Korzik is because risky strats ended up actually getting him killed.
Yeah, we mentioned level 2 strats, and like we're not doing it because it's maybe a coin flip of us all getting it, and like he'll do level 1 strats, and it's just like, dude.
All right, so we are currently on the absolute worst boss of this game.
Yeah.
Vermillion.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's an angry vampire bat that turns into smaller
I missed
vampire bats and just chases you around the room. This fight is really obnoxious. Essentially, you see the bats like fan out and then they kind of cluster together. And every time they cluster together, they can either reform Vermillion, which is what you want to see, or which GK is actually getting.
I'm
fairly
getting.
lucky with.
I have not. I missed one, but I have not gotten one fake out.
Yeah, so he can also do a fake out where they cluster together but then don't actually reform, and like
one.
what just happened on GK's screen. And he can do that 1 to 3 times every single cycle, and every time he does it, you lose, I believe, 7 seconds. So this fight is basically where all of your runs go to just die horribly if he decides that, you know what, you just don't get to save any time here.
No. No.
Oh
No!
Oh no.
So,
Well, there goes my lead.
unfortunately, that trick that we mentioned before with winging out to skip text, if you do it a little early, you'll wing out and you'll not get the chest, and that's a problem.
Oh.
Thinking very sure that I had opened the chest before I pulled it off.
Yeah, I just butter. Like those chests are made out of butter, and I just slid right off of it. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
The most nefarious thing that Dark Fact, who is who's the villain as opposed to a light opinion, the biggest evil that he ever pulled in this game is that he actually went through and he coated all the treasure chests in butter before Adol got here. Because you just slip off those things like no one's business. You'd think you're running right at it and just like, whoop, nope.
By the way, this soundtrack is an absolute banger. Shoutouts to Yuzo Koshiro of Etrian Odyssey and Streets of Rage fame. Was the original Falcon JDK composer at like 19 or something, and he composed like this timeless soundtrack. It's been arranged many different times, and it's great. Like just even to this day, I think it's probably the best aged thing from this otherwise rather old video game.
Yeah. So here we're going to be advancing more plot triggers. Like we said, we have to talk to Jeba and Fina a bunch. Here we're going to tell, because, you know, we're a good person, we're going to report to Jeba that her granddaughter unfortunately met a untimely demise. But then we're immediately going to ask her to read to us, because the books of Ys are in an ancient language that we don't know how to read.
Oh, I did this in the wrong order.
So Jeba's going to read the 3 books that we've required to us. Again, it's important that we have read all of the books in order to save the world. So we're going to have her read those 3 books to us. We're then going to go out on the pier and talk to Fina, see a scene. She is amnesiac. She doesn't remember who she is or why she's here, why she was even captured.
Very mysterious.
Yeah, it's very. And
Those get answered in East 2.
yes. And then we will leave the town to reset flags and stuff, and then we'll go and talk to Fina and then talk to Jeba again, who will tell us that the last 3 books are inside Darm Tower, which is going to be the final dungeon of the game. You'll notice we're halfway through the run and we're getting to the final dungeon. That's not a typo. The second half of the game is legitimately just the final dungeon. So she says, "Oh yeah, my son is the head of a group of like noble thieves that have been trying to reclaim people's lost silver." So you should talk to him and try to
I love
get
how
an entrance to the tower.
I love how the option when you meet this kind of intimidating man is to just slink back.
Yeah, it's not just leave, it's slink back. Like, you know you don't want to mess with them.
And this is why we have to get the silver equipment, because he will not let you in there if you do not have all 3 pieces.
Yes. Something also minor to note is that it's important that the runners actually don't buy a wing before heading up here to do all this, because he'll make a comment about how the walls of the tower are very heavily sealed, or heavily guarded, so that basically you can't use a wing until he'll just take it from you.
Yeah.
He says you'll go splat. In
Right.
truth, Polsek says he'll actually walk.
Right, that's what it is. So here we're picking up a couple items. This is where the runners can pick up their heal potion if they used it previously or if they didn't get one at all. There's also an item called the Evil Ring, which you pick up, which would not recommend equipping it. If you equip it, Ida will just die immediately. So very valuable piece of equipment, but it will be useful for later on. Once we have a thing that can actually negate that curse.
Hopefully we can negate the curse.
Yeah, so we're just running through the tower, zooming our way along.
Nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
Nothing, no surprises up ahead. Shoutouts to Tower to Shadow of Death, though. This is
Yes.
a banger.
There's like 5 different versions of this track across all the Falcom games, and they're all good.
Yeah, this song is the entire reason I learned this speedrun, because I was just playing through the game casually. They were all on sale on Steam one day, and I just was playing through the game, and I'm like, yeah, this is pretty fun. And then I got to this song, and I'm just like, okay, I need to play this game like a lot more. And speedrunning's a good way to play a game a lot more.
Yeah, casually this game's pretty short, which is a good part of the why the speedrun of this game is pretty short. But it's pretty jam-packed,
Oh, no.
especially for that time. Also, we get sucked into a jail at the very bottom of the tower.
Yes, and all of our silver equipment is stolen from us. Also looted gemmas here, because, yeah.
Sleepwalking,
So we
Yeah.
just gotta wait this out. For anyone familiar with the East series and getting stuck behind walls, we are waiting on a certain thing to happen.
Here, doggy, 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 doggy.
Don't you spoiled a surprise.
Aw.
Oh, yeah.
I love this artwork.
I love that his leg pokes out of the portrait there and overlaps the text box. It's great.
Yeah, so he tells us to look for a man named Rabba. He is on the 3rd floor, and we actually need the Mask of Eyes for that.
Yeah.
And also, Rabba's a big part of why the Chronicles version, like the original and the Japanese text, is faster. I have 2 splits on my own personal splits for when Rabba starts talking and when Rabba stops talking. That is how much text he has in this version.
Yeah,
It's not that bad.
It's not that bad, but it's just relative to the pace of the game.
I
guess.
think you legitimately save something like 7 or 8 seconds just over the course of Rabba's dialogue here. It's that much. Again, you save like a minute over the course of the run, but you save at least 7 seconds just in this chain of dialogue alone. I joke that his name is Rabba because Rabba is kind of what it sounds like when you're running your mouth a lot. Rabba, 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 which is very fitting. So he gives us lore about the tower and about Dark Fact and some stuff. He also gives us the blue amulet, which is something that will allow us to negate curses. And that applies to both the trap that we ran into before and also applies to the evil ring, so now it won't kill us, which is good.
And yes, just to confirm, the villain's name is Dark Fact. Somebody named their child Dark. And how they didn't turn up not evil, we don't know.
I don't know. The original name they gave him was the very weird choice of localization.
Yes.
Very weird romanization. We shall not get into it on this stream.
Yeah.
Yep.
Can I jump in with a quick donation?
Absolutely.
Go for it. We're just walking up the tower.
All right, Xanthian donates $1,000.
Wow.
Mental health is such an important cause. Wife has depression and anxiety and has gone through some terrible times. We're really happy to have this opportunity to donate to something so close to our hearts. Thanks so much for this event and all that you do. Please put $750 of this donation, $250 each, towards naming the Pokemon Crystal players Oops, I, Lol, I, and I, and then put the other $250 towards the incentive of the East Race winner's choice.
All right, pressure's on.
Thank you so much for that donation.
Yes. So here we're supposed to go and pick up all the silver equipment again, but we only need the silver sword, and that's all the runners are going to be grabbing. There is an upgraded piece of equipment called the battle armor, like the battle set of equipment, along with a fire sword. The runners, you need to pick up the fire sword, and the runners, I believe, all agreed to pick up the battle shield for some extra safety against an upcoming boss.
So
Not necessarily an agreement, more. Oh,
Oh,
I
yeah.
figured that
Oh,
could happen.
no.
This fight's rough. Thankfully, I saved right before it, and it's only a very small time loss.
Yeah, Pictomos is usually a pretty fast fight, but basically the way that it works is he throws out 3 of his little scythe things at once and doesn't throw any more until he collects them all. But sometimes it's easy to accidentally end up just kind of stuck inside the hitbox of one of the sides and just not have a good day.
Absolutely buzzsaws you. And like I mentioned, there's no iframes in this game. There's some recoil, but you don't really get that with those. So yeah, and I have no armor on, so it's practically instant death if you get caught in the wrong position.
And because, you know, it's important, we picked up a hammer.
Yeah,
You know, just I don't think it's not a special hammer, just an ordinary hammer.
just a hammer.
We just need to find a nail now, and we're good.
Yeah.
Or MC hammer.
Do 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 do.
Can I do a few more quick donations?
Yeah.
All right, we have $5 from the Burning Hunter saying bump, bump, bump. We have $25 from Bacchus. Hey, tuxdev, dab for the hog cord. We have a $15 donation from Oat. Happy late birthday, tuxdev. When are we playing more Guilty Gear so I can throw dolphins at you?
Totsugeki.
We have a $10 donation from Pixel Tamer. Good luck, tuxdev. Island, Aethervile, pass turn, win? Wait, this isn't a magic stream. Well, the Merfolk community is cheering you on regardless.
So GK just solved a puzzle. He smashed a pillar with the hammer, and that solved the puzzle.
Yeah, so on this next screen is going to be, I believe it's called the demonic
Corridor.
Devil's Corridor. One's demonic, one's devil's. This is from Origin, where the entire game takes place in this tower. But in this room, I would take damage extremely quickly. You cannot make it through this room without breaking that pipe, which stops this like evil music from sucking your soul out.
Yeah, the lore behind it is that it's a giant pipe organ that plays music that is so dissonant that it very much just like
Drain.
kills people just from how dissonant and horrible the music is.
I don't know.
I believe
I have
it.
a cursed music channel in my own Discord. I'm pretty sure I'm fine.
I mean, you won't get it in the speedrun, but don't you find Rabba in that middle room?
Yeah, he's the one that tells you, hey, if you can find a way to sabotage the pipe organ, then you can progress forward.
So this theme here is my personal favorite in this game.
Dreaming is a very good theme. Oh, and we're about to get to the best designed boss in any video game ever, by the way.
Just, you'll be amazed.
So what we got to do here is we got to run in a circle, and then we got to keep running in a circle.
That's it.
This is Comms Card, everybody.
Yeah, and then he switched directions. We run in the other direction of the circle, and there we go. And we hope that we kill him before he kills us.
Just absolutely magnificent.
Just pinnacle of game design right there. Truly, society just stopped advancing after the monumentous occasion of the coding of Consclard.
If you can believe it, he's worse in Origin.
Good thing you don't have to fight
Good
him.
thing you don't have to fight him. in
His fight in
speedrun.
Origin
Ever.
was rough.
I mean,
In
obviously,
any route.
So we now have two of the 3 books that are in here, but we don't have any way to read them because again, we can't read ancient Esanese. So
French.
Ancient French, pretty much. So we're trying to figure that out. Here we have a little bit of a warp maze. We moved from SMT right into more warp mazes, so that's fun. Just got to go through these mirrors. Here we're picking up the silver
And
armor
butter
as well,
chests.
which is a nice little bit of safety.
Dang butter chests.
Oh yeah, and these knights can be really rude. They really want to give Adol hugs, and they're painful hugs. Love can hurt, and as it does here.
Yeah. This theme's also great. It's one of the ones that I do quite like the arranged version of this, and it just gets you pumped for that last portion of the
I
tower.
love Tension. Tension's my favorite.
Yeah, I know there's some people in the community who think this track isn't very good, and they're wrong.
and just a very minor detail, you might have seen it there between GK and dowolf's screen, but as we're climbing up the tower, time is progressing outside. Just a little thing.
We started at kind of late midday around sunset, and now as we get to the tension part, night is falling.
And here we are in Rado's Annex, which is, totally legit architecture.
Yeah, so here there's a door that only opens if you're evil. It's supposed to be, the ultimate hero proof. Except we happen to have an evil ring that makes people think we're evil, so that's cool. We got through. And here we find Rhea, who's like, oh, hi, I wanted to get captured because I needed to give you this. That's really important that you have it. And she gives us a monocle that lets us read ancient Esanese, so that's cool.
Because, you could totally read another language with just having a monocle.
Look, he could always read Ancient Ease. He just really,
Really little text.
He just needed to look classy while he was doing it. you know. So we have to read those 2 books there. There is doing so sets a plot flag. So we have to do a bit of a backtrack now. Back in the area where we sabotaged the Devil's Corridor, if you would have kept going along that path, you would have actually found Luda Gemma again, except this time he'd been stabbed by Dark Fact. And, when he's there, he's like, oh, don't worry about me, just keep going on ahead. If you actually backtrack all the way to him after reading, one of the books is called the Book of Gemma, but you have to read the other one as well. He'll actually be like, hey, that's an important book to my family. How do you have it? It's an heirloom. Well, I'll give you this heirloom as well, which is an item that's actually super, super important to beat the game. The item he gives us is the key to unlock the door to the final boss, and so it can be kind of easy to, get in your pace and be like, all right, I freed Rhea, I got the books, now I'm going to go fight the final boss, because, you're kind of going that way anyway. And then you don't realize that you don't actually have the means to progress until suddenly you find yourself at the door to final boss, and you just are stuck there and get to feel bad.
Unfortunately, they don't really point it out to you, and we'll point out when we get there, but there's a certain... If you keep going up, there's a certain point where it's hard to go back down from.
Yeah, there's a room that we're going to be getting to pretty soon that we affectionately refer to as Scorpion Alley.
I call it we also sometimes call it the Hellway.
Yeah. Just, different names for similar concept. There's going to be a hallway with a bunch of enemies that are really nasty. That it's kind of meant to be a bit of an item check to make sure you've actually picked up all the equipment you were supposed to have recovered by this point. Since we have not done that, thankfully the mirror item that we picked up it freezes enemies in place and therefore renders them immobile and unable to attack you. You can then use that to just charge through the scorpions. It's in a single tile wide hallway. We'll see it in a little bit once we're done with this backtrack. But it's very important that we make sure to talk to Luda Gemma before we go through Scorpion Alley, because the mirror only has, I think, 3 to 5 charges before it just breaks.
I think like 3 in this version.
Yeah.
It's random.
Yeah, I think it's after you use it 3 times it can break. And so it's very important that we are trying to use that as little as possible. So hopefully we only have to make 1 trip through Scorpion Alley, and even if it doesn't break, it's still a long walk back.
As you were saying.
Yeah. There's a lot of optimization of this game to just remembering where the heck to go. Like, there's a lot of rooms in this game that look the same. So if you see us stumble into the wrong hallway, like, some of that, it's just marathon vibes, a little bit of pressure, but there's a lot to keep track of, and that's kind of what separates, like, the top runners from, the middle tier runners. It's just getting really optimal at the movement, and then, you start cutting corners in the route. Yeah,
like for circling around the tower here, most part you can do it anyway, but there is a optimal route that saves, I believe, like ultimately 3 seconds overall.
Yeah, something like that. It's either that or it's like if you go the correct way at each of these things, it's like half a second or something per one you go correct way. But it's one of those things that if you stop to look at which direction you're supposed to go, you've already lost all the time that you would have saved. So.
Yeah.
If you just go left all the time, you get half the benefit.
Yeah, you can just go left all the time, right all the time, and you'll get, exactly like tuxdev said, you'll get half the benefit either way. So, if you're going for top times or trying to shave off every single possible second, then you'll go for that. And so here's Scorpion Alley. You can see why this would be not fun to try to charge through normally. So you're not supposed to take damage here, but if your movement goes a little weird as you're running into them, you can actually still take damage, which will probably take out like 1/3 of your health or something at this juncture.
It's not that bad on easy, but it's a lot.
It's also just the recoil makes you lose time.
That's
yeah.
Can I sneak in a few more donations?
Yeah.
All right, we have $20 from After 5. Hello, fellow East nerds. Sad that I can't be here this year, but that just means I get to hold GK's sunglasses hostage for another year. I promise I'll
4
return them
years,
one
my
day.
friend.
But for now, good luck on the run. And then we have a $20 donation from Zelnu. Always great to see a sequel to East Origins being run. Good luck with the race.
Did he really add the S to East Origin? I'm disappointed in you, Zelnu. Respect the lore.
All right, so these are the running men, as I lovingly call them. They move very quickly, and they're very difficult to fight. But they also guard the door that has the flame sword, which we need for the next boss fight, which is coming up pretty soon.
I believe they're like the toughest conventional enemy in the game.
Yes, they're at least the tankiest. I don't know if they do the most damage, but they're definitely the tankiest. So here we have one last little teleport maze here. Nothing too bad. And then we'll be at everyone's favorite breakfast time snack, yogurt and omelets.
Also known as Bowie's Morning Face. Shoutouts to my SGDQ East Origin run 5 years ago. And shoutouts to Bowie, who did an awesome Final Fantasy Adventure run earlier.
All right, so this
I
fight
forgot the flame sword.
can be a little...
Oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, that's definitely just load. Yeah.
Yeah, as you can see from the damage differential there between GK and tuxdev, you kind of need the flame sword to fight this boss with any sort of consistency, and even then, this fight can be a little tricky.
As you can see, there's a little gimmick where you're supposed to switch between heads.
Yeah, every time you hit it, the one that you can hit swaps sides, and so when they cross over each other, if you get between them and move back and forth really fast, you can get a lot of damage in very quickly. All right, so we're going to be coming up on the final boss. Basically, the way this is going to work is we're going to beat the final boss, we're going to grab the last book, and time will be closing the text box after reading the last book. We'll read the book, there'll be a text box, and that'll be time.
Okay, so who's going to win? Adol, Kristen, or DVD screensaver?
Yeah,
He hit the corner, no.
Oh no.
Oh no. All right, that's one down.
That's Pinball Wizard, and that'll be time when I look at this last book here.
All right, that's 2 through.
And
And that's time for GK.
Yo.
PB!
Yo, let's go.
I don't run this game a ton.
Time
so
for tuxdev.
I'm really happy with that.
And dowolf is right behind them. He'll be done in the next minute.
God, I played so well. Why did I have to slip off the stupid chest? This would have barely been a PB if I hadn't slipped off that chest.
Aw.
Oh,
Well, assuming I don't die to Dark Fact or something dumb like that.
he's just DVD screensaver. It's nothing to worry about.
You say that, but I literally got pinned. Oh,
Believe.
fine.
Believe.
Fine.
Part of the cards, or part of the pinball wizard. Hey, easy every time.
Nice.
Let's go.
God, what a
And time.
Nice.
God.
GG's to all of our runners, all finishing within a minute of each other.
We got a collective
Very
46.
excellent.
This game is, like, as I mentioned, even though we do this on the easy difficulty, there are so many things that can go wrong. Just like, you forget one single thing and your run dies. And so the fact that we got all of that, while commentating too, I'm very happy with that, even with the safety saves.
Actually, I guess this wouldn't have been a PB because I had to load a safety save. Because I
Yeah.
soft blocked.
Yeah, that's
Oh my God.
technically no, but, you know, it was very well done, and you recovered, so.
All right, so I believe we have a trophy to present here.
Coming
In
back.
honor, we have this silver centipede.
Well,
To
the
the
one
winner.
runner that hasn't died to the centipede.
Congrats again to all the runners. Those were very good runs. Thank you.
Amazing.
Yeah, for marathons,
Yeah.
I'm very happy with that.
Within a minute of each other, could not ask for more for a marathon. So excellent job.
For
all
this
of
game
you.
especially,
Yeah.
this game is really volatile. We did a lot of safety strats to mitigate that, but like any one thing could have gone wrong. So
Yeah, like Dark Fact, if you miss one of those diagonals, like it just starts spawning a million lasers and you're probably gonna die.
That fight is very easy to spiral out of,
Yeah.
but we should probably.
Yes, on
be-
Nightmare mode, I spent 8 hours to beat that boss.
Yeah, it's not an easy one. But again, congrats to the runners. Shout outs to the speedrunning community. Y'all are awesome. We have a Discord. If you're interested in running this game, it's a really fun run. It's very short. World record is sub 40, but it's really easy to get a sub hour time or even sub 50. So
Yeah, and periodically we'll do pretty regular races with this one, just because it's a very easy game to just pull up and just talk with gameplay going on.
Yeah, like I love that it's just it's just an excuse to just chat with other people in the community about whatever.
Yeah. And thanks so much to our commentators, Pulse and Jams, especially Pulse for powering through this little breather after an 8-hour nocturne run.
it's fine. I'm not tired. You're tired.
I believe that's it for us.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for having us. Have a good one, y'all.
And thank you guys so much for that amazing race. So now we're just gonna go throw this to a quick Twitch ad. So hold on tight, guys. Welcome back to RPG Limit Break. The East community was showing a lot of love and donations here for that last race. We have a $15 donation from Toro Kasi, actually for the Pokemon Crystal Run, hashtag Bingos Binted. Good luck to our 3 Crystal Bingos runners. I've been loving this marathon and have been watching what I can. We have a $10 donation from Cosmic the Dolphin. Cosmic here, the donation goes to the choice of that nice young man, and someone will know who they are running. Also, the music isn't that cursed. We have a $5 donation from Tiny Tim. Hey all, donating for the amazing East 1 run. Ghost, you are amazing, and the reason I'm part of this community. Good luck to you, Tux, and dowolf. And here's to raising even more money for Nami. Cheers! We have a $10 donation from Suki Baka, wanted to show love for the runners and all the East speedrun community. East Series is absolutely wonderful. Thank you RPGLB and all who participate in it, and thank you for supporting an amazing cause. We also have a $25 donation from Willem Screaming. Can Tux do it? Yes, he can. We have a $300 donation from Yoshizilla. Hey Limit Break, Yoshizilla here. So excited to see you guys running in person again. I'm sorry I can't be there with you, but hopefully this donation makes up for it. You guys are supporting such a great cause, and I'm happy to donate this money to the event. Shoutouts to my good buddy GhostKumo for getting to race with dowolf and tuxdev, as well as having some sick commentary for some of the other runs during the event. You all are doing an amazing job, and I want to wish all of the runners good luck on their runs, because this event is the best. Thanks to the staff and crew of Limit Break for all that you do, and thank you for continuing to run this event every year. Hope everyone is having a fun time at the event. Sincerely, YZ. And we also have $50 from Razzle Dazzle, $50 from Anonymous, and $25 from True Wind, all with no comment. Thank you so much for your donations. And I just wanted to remind you guys of some upcoming incentives we have. After Pokemon Crystal Randomizer, we have Yakuza Like a Dragon, which we have a few bid wars and a couple incentives for. First one is to choose the costume. So far, we have the older Yakuza costumes with $40 and the Ono Michio outfits with $0. You can also choose the acting language. Right now, we have English with $75 and Japanese with $30. And then I just wanted to refresh it here really quick to make sure I have the totals updated. Also for Yakuza Like a Dragon, we have the Sing Karaoke incentive to sing Bakamitai after the run, which is currently at $845 out of $1,500. And then the Summons Showcase, which will show off several of the summons after the run, which is currently at $425 out of $1,500. So if you guys want to see that, or in the case of the karaoke, hear it, get your donations in. We have a $100 donation from Evan. Love what you are all doing. Keep it up. We also have a $5 donation from Zell. It just says, I love hot dogs. We have a $25 donation from Natara, Leggy, Zoe, and Dijon. I'm so proud of all three of you for getting your amazing bingo run. All my love, heart, bingo's binted. And we also have another $25 donation from Ravanon. How many adults does it take to sail a boat? Just one, but it'll end up in a mountain somehow. I just wanted to remind you all of some awesome prizes that are available right now, starting at the beginning of the last run and running until the end of Yakuza Like a Dragon. For a $20 minimum donation, you can get a Pokeball coaster set. For a $10 donation, you can get a Pokemon trading card set. For $15, a copy of Pokemon White 2. And for $5, you can get a set of Yakuza Iron-On patches. One in 5 Americans live with a mental health condition. We at RPG Limit Break are proud to be raising money for NAMI. NAMI stands for National Alliance on Mental Illness, a charity who works tirelessly towards cracking the code of mental illness through various means such as education, leadership, and increasing the availability of care. Please join RPG Limit Break in supporting such a worthy cause. And now we're going to go ahead and do an interview with Toju interviewing ZoeVermillion and leggystarscream. Take it away, you all.
Hello, I am Toju, and I'm here with ZoeVermillion, dijonketchup, and leggystarscream, and they're going to be our runners for, let's see if I can get this right the first time, Pokemon Crystal Randomizer Tri-Op Blackout Bingo. Bit of a lengthy category name, so I'm wondering... Thank you. I'm wondering if one of you might be able to explain to the viewers, what this run entails, and for the Tri-Op aspect, how you guys going to be working together to complete it.
Well, Leggy, you kind of pioneered this, so go for it.
Yeah, so let's just break it down from the top. First of all, we've got Pokemon Randomizer. If you're at all familiar with Pokemon or randomizers, you kind of have the general idea of how this is going to work. Then we have Bingo. We'll have a bingo card with 25 different goals on it. Our goal is to fill out all of them by working together. How we work together is we're all going to be playing through the same seed and completing goals as we go. If one of us completes a goal, it counts for all of us, and we're just trying to fill out the board as fast as possible.
Very cool. And not to give away too much before the run starts, but what sorts of things can we expect to see randomized, and maybe an example of the kinds of tasks you might see on your bingo card?
Well, for starters, you're going to see the starters randomized. And basically all Pokemon. They're still going to be at the same level that they would be, but just the species is different, their moveset is different, and on top of that, all the TMs that teach moves, except for a few that are kept static for purposes of not getting stuck somewhere. The moves are going to be randomized, and all the Pokemon can learn an ETM or HM, and all the items are going to be randomized, but not the key items. That's a different randomizer. It's a lot.
Very cool. So, I mean, you guys won't know until we get into the run, so that's just a little bit of a teaser. And I'm kind of curious. I noticed in preparation for this interview, all three of you actually have done some, standard speed runs of Pokemon games in the past, among other things, of course. Curious how you think Pokemon Randomizer compares to doing maybe like a traditional style speed run. Do you think the skills you've learned from doing normal speed runs carry over, or even vice versa?
This is all y'all. I don't run Pokemon stuff.
It's quite a bit different because, God, like, if we're looking at Crystal just by itself, like the major speed runs of that, like the top level ones. I'm sorry, I can't stop laughing at Zoe's cat. But there's a lot of, in the vanilla Crystal, there's a lot of RNG manipulation to get like the right stats and the right Pokemon, and that's something you don't do in the randomizer, for which I am eternally grateful. And
that's really cool. I guess it's probably fair to say that. Oh, please go ahead.
Sorry. Yeah, I find that Pokemon, as far as RPG speedruns go, tends to be fairly scripted and very precise, whereas, there are other runs that have a lot more RNG impacting on things. Pokemon runs try to mitigate as much of that RNG as possible, and which is useful when you have trainer fights that have a specific set of Pokemon that you're going to be fighting against. So I find that the randomizer skills I pulled from other randomizers, as well as the sort of gameplay that I get from other RPG runs, tends to be a bit more applicable than Pokemon in particular.
Cool. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And it kind of brings into the last question I wanted to ask you guys about it. It's probably fair to say that randomizers have pretty much exploded in popularity over the last, 4 to 5 years, especially in the speedrun community. And I know that y'all have experience with other randomizers as well. So I'm just curious if you have suggestions for someone who maybe is interested in getting into randomizers, Pokemon Crystal or otherwise, but is sort of daunted by the idea of it, because it feels like a lot to take in. Like, do you need to have extensive knowledge to do something like this? What would you say to someone who maybe is interested in breaking into randomizers or Pokemon Crystal Randomizer?
Yeah, I can handle this one. There's Discords. For this game in particular, there is a Discord with a pretty broad community. Tons of people willing to help. There's tons of resources. There's a PDF guide that can help you out with all the bingo squares. But in general, for randomizers, if you like the game, you can pick it up. The experience level varies, like what you need to actually play the randomizer. But usually the community is there to help you out and guide you through. That's what randomizers are all about, is working together and breathing life into these 20 to 30-year-old video games.
Yeah, that's really cool. It definitely seems to be a theme in randomizer communities that collaboration is a big part of it. And on theme as well, we get to see the collaboration from the three of you to complete this next run. So I think I will wish you guys the best of luck. But just before we end here, we just have to talk about a couple prizes available. And we actually have our current prize block, which is going to go until the end of the Yakuza Like a Dragon run. And keeping in line with the Pokemon run coming up, we have a bunch of really nice Pokemon prizes available. We have a Pokeball coaster set, which is $20 minimum donation. There is a Pokemon trading card game set for a $10 minimum donation, as well as Pokemon White 2 for the Nintendo DS, which is a $15 minimum donation. And then lastly, to round out the prize block, we do also have a Yakuza themed prize, which are some Yakuza Iron-On patches for $5 minimum donation. So I just want to say thanks to all three of you so much for joining me, and I do wish you the best of luck on your run, and most importantly, have fun. And I think, now we're going to send it back over to Zoekamon as we finish setting up for this run. So please, everyone stick around for Pokemon Crystal Randomizer Tri-Op Blackout Bingo.
And thank you all so much for that interview. I know I'm definitely looking forward to that Pokemon Crystal Randomizer. But with that, that ends my hosting shift here, and the wonderful and amazing Zokuban will be taking over for us. So please show them some love, chat.
Oops. Thank you so much. Chat, can I get a fantastic round of applause for the amazing Amberly who you just heard hosting for Yeez. What a race. Now, we've got another threefer for you. Pokemon Crystal Randomizer Tri-Op Blackout Bingo. That interview you just saw by dijonketchup, ZoeVermillion, and leggystarscream. If you know the game Pokemon, well, think again, because no, you don't. But that's okay, because they're going to fill out this bingo board with the power of friendship, and I am looking forward to it. But chat, of course. This is RPG Limit Break 2022. We are here in Salt Lake City, Utah, benefiting NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness. And all of your donations not only go to support this fantastic cause, you can help affect our runs with some great incentives. And because we're talking Pokemon Crystal Randomizer, I would be remiss to not let you all know. That incentive where you can name our players and name their rivals, it's still open. It's going to close real soon as this run starts. Well, a little into the run. But we'll be picking the top 3 names for our runners and their rivals. Right now, for the players in the lead, we have Oops, I, and Lol, I, at $250 each. But Joestar, Arby's, and Melanie P are also on the board. And meanwhile, Rivals is a much closer race. In tied for second place, we have question marks. That's 3 question marks, and Natara for rival names. But in first place, that's Dio. And so once again, your donations can change this. If you want, and it's going to be top 3, of course. So if you want a different name up there, get your donations in. There's a handy link down in the About panels of our stream. You can definitely get that link in chat. And of course, all of this is going to once again benefit NAMI. Let me tell you a little about NAMI. 1 in 5 Americans live with a mental health condition, and we at RPG Limit Break are proud to be raising money for NAMI. NAMI stands for National Alliance on Mental Illness, a charity who works tirelessly towards cracking the code of mental illness through various means, such as education, leadership, and increasing the availability of care. Please join RPG Limit Break in supporting such a worthy cause. And chat, we want to send out thanks to the people involved in our foreign language restreams. Our French restream can be found at twitch.tv/lefrench-restream, and our Japanese stream at twitch.tv/Japanese_restream. If those restreams can help you enjoy the marathon, go check them out and send some love. RPG Limit Break is proud to once again partner with the Yeti to bring you 8 amazing t-shirts and a hoodie now available. I'm sorry. That information is a little old. RPG Limit Break is proud to once again partner with the Yeti to bring you 5 amazing t-shirts. It's a little less than I originally said. That was my mistake. But these 5 t-shirts, you don't want to miss out on those. So that's 5 amazing t-shirts plus a pin. Head over to theyeti.com/RPGLB to take a look at the designs, pick up the ones you want, and know that $5 from every t-shirt purchased will be donated to NAMI. And remember, Yeti is spelled YETEE. That's, once again, theyeti.com/RPGLB. I've taken a quick look at the t-shirts myself. And that's 4 t-shirts, oh my bad. But these are some fantastic designs. Every year I look at these t-shirts and I find myself envious of the fantastic talents of those artists that they tap for their designs. And speaking of artists, an artist that deserves special thanks is the one that worked on our overlays, Oro, who can be found on Twitter at Orolen. That's OUROLEN. As we are getting set up for Pokemon Crystal Randomizer, I've got a quick donation for our wonderful runners. Demarine sends in $25 to say, "Hi, all 3 of you. Greetings from the living room, and you're all wonderful friends, family, and loved ones. Please don't embarrass me. Demarine, I am sure they absolutely will not. And friends, again, we have some great incentives on deck, including naming our characters coming up for the Pokemon Crystal Randomizer. But maybe you're looking at that schedule. Maybe you're thinking, well, I see something up ahead I'd like, and I want to put my money towards something else. I mean, folks, we have a wonderful slew of incentives. I wouldn't blame you for picking any one of them. But I do have a $50 donation from Empire Ship. No comment, but it is going towards making Natara our rival name. Once again, that's the top 3 choices. The top 3 names for both rivals and for characters will be picked. So, you still have a chance to get what you want in. And again, that handy link is down there. In our panels, nice big donate button for you. And all of these go to benefit NAMI. And again, let me tell you a little more about NAMI, because NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness, is the nation's largest grassroots mental health organization. NAMI promotes advocacy, education, support, and public awareness to improve the lives of all individuals and families affected by mental illness. NAMI exists to ensure that no one is alone on their mental health journey. A quick update on that player name announcement. It will need to be closed shortly before the beginning of the run. So quick, get your donations in. And I would love to remind you that, as Toju, our wonderful interviewer, mentioned at the end of the interview, any donations you make during this block make you eligible to win some of our fantastic prizes. You can go check them out at the tracker. There's a link in chat. But that includes a Pokeball coaster set, a Pokemon TCG, the trading card game set, a copy of Pokemon White 2, or some Yakuza Iron-On patches. Now, a $20 minimum donation makes you eligible to win any of those. And if you're checking out the tracker and you think, hey, that's something I'd like, go for it.